All right. Well, for the last few minutes of the show, I wanted to kind of cover some decks that we've been playing since the new thing. So we have an academy training where we'll talk a little bit about some of the new decks. All right, welcome to our academy training. So we got some decks that the guys submitted to me, and thought we'd go through a few of them. You know, maybe they're meta, maybe they're not meta. JJ's Han is definitely a different take on the normal Han. So these are not just going to be something you're going to say, oh hey, this is a meta, let's just pick this up and play. But they're things that we found are fun, and like I kind of like doing those segments where hey, these are some weird decks that we've been playing. And maybe you guys should check them out. So, JJ, you want to go over it? We'll do your deck first. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first one I have here, or the deck that I've been working on here, is Choppy Han. So it's a Han with chopper base on here. So the whole theme of this is to have a little bit of control while ramping up to have some big units out there to help close out the game there. So,
but no chopper unit. There's no chopper unit.
Just chopper base. Yeah, just chopper base. So we got two copies of R2D2 and a Shoot First, as well as Snapshot and C3PO, two Leia Organas, two Surprise Strikes, two copies of Death Star Plans, two Bodhi Rooks, two Death Space Skirmishers, three copies each of the 3-cost Millennium Falcons, two copies of Ahsoka Tano. We got two copies of the Gamorrean Guards, two Kiras, two Strafing Gunships, three Cantina Bouncers, two Chewbacca, two Chewbaccas. We got three copies of the Han Solo Pilots. We got two copies of the Mandalorian, three copies of the 6-cost Millennium Falcon, three Han Solos, and two Home Ones to round off the list there. And then on the sideboard, I have three copies each of it's a new adventure. Cloud Riders, Lux Bonteri, and then of course Bamboozle as the last one there. So essentially, as I was playing this and playing Han Solo, I really wanted him to have the Millennium Falcon. So I wanted to make sure that I had the greatest chance of having him on a Millennium Falcon on there. The most preferred one is the newer one that allows you to play one more additional pilot, just so I can put him in the Falcon along with the Mandalorian, just to help put a little bit of control there. And once he's on there, it kind of acts as the space version of the ground Han Solo, just being able to deal that damage first before your opponent can damage you. Just a really big threat out there on the board. And then, of course, having some good Sentinel units out there for between Chewbacca that can just, keep on reactivating every time he gets attacked, assuming they still alive. And then Death Star Plans was kind of a call to act as a pseudo Sentinel upgrade, right? Because your opponent doesn't want that out on the board out there. So I can pull like a Bodhi Rook, make you discard a card, put Death Star Plans on him, and your opponent has to choose to either go into Bodhi, which he's already done what he needs to do, or constantly allow me to get that discount on playing out cheaper units. That combined with Han's ability allows me to get some of these bigger units out there earlier. And then just really mess up the board. Gamorrean Guards being another classic unit that I just want out there for a cheap Sentinel unit that has a good amount of health and attack out there to help me get to where I want to with the rest of the list there. So yeah,
this is what we call the Han budget deck.
Yes,
because you have no cunnings in here whatsoever.
I thought about it, but half of the time, like I feel like I want to either just play a unit instead to just force my opponent's hand there. So I play a little more aggressively than I want than a cunning would offer me. I know there's some benefits for having cunning, but for me, every time I've had cunning, like I tend to not use it in the most opportune time. So yeah.
I don't know. I can't see a world where competitive lists wouldn't have been all yellow wouldn't have 3 cunnings. But quick question. Do we get a yellow Luke just so that we can run this deck with yellow Luke and we have Leia, C3PO, R2D2, Luke, all in one ship, or all in one deck, and Han?
I would love that. Yeah.
Also, JJ, you have a 12 card sideboard. Which ones are at 2 copies?
The Lux Bonteri and a New Adventure. They should be only 2, but yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Nah, JJ's tournament taking this to tournaments.
DQ them immediately. No.
Yeah, all right.
So,
and my other question is, what number do you call with C-3PO? If you don't have R2-D2 out there, obviously.
I'm probably calling 3s mainly because I'm using C-3PO to hopefully pull a Falcon because I want to have a Falcon out as much as possible. So I'm using that particular combo mainly just to try to pull the Falcon out. And that's 6 cards, Falcons that I could possibly pull out of my deck. That's probably my greatest chance of getting that out.
Yeah, you have 10 3-costed cards. So I was just curious because, you also have 7, or no, you also have 10 5-costed cards too.
Yeah.
So it's just I wonder which one he's calling here. You got 8 2-costers, one of them C-3PO, so really it's 7. So I was just curious.
Yeah.
So, all right, neat little deck. I would recommend fitting Cunning in there, but that's just my opinion. So,
yeah, I mean, I could probably drop Strafing Gunship to put in the Cunnings in there. I think that's probably the better call.
Yeah, you really got to have. I think you almost have to have Cunning in here. But all right, so Kaz Blue, been testing this a little bit. This is, I don't know how sold I am in the Fugitive Wookiees personally, but I liked it. I like the fact that Kaz can put it down. I also was looking at maybe going a little bit more 1-cost units, and you could just ignore the sideboard. The sideboard is just it's nothing. That's not actually what that's just cards in there that I had thought of that could be. Yeah. I actually don't use I don't know why I would ever want to loop. I don't know if I ever want to get that high with this deck. But I have 3 cartel spacers, 2 jam communications, 3 of the corporate defense shuttles, 3 of the Echo base defenders, the blue colored ones, 3 fireball, 2 of the fugitive Wookiees, 3 arcs, 170 restores, 3 covering the wing, 3 sparks, 3 surprise strikes, 3 Concordon interceptors, 3 Falcon of the new old school falling apart Falcon, and 3 of the young Falcon, 3 AT haulers, 3 village protectors, 3 of the frontier. I think it's the frontier AT-ATs.
The
2
perimeter AT-RTs.
Yeah, there you go. Perimeters. 2 Hans, 2 Commandeer, and 1, which probably doesn't need to be there, but I like running 51 cards, so I threw a 51st card in there.
You threw a one-off for your 51 card.
I did. Yep, just because I can.
Tech.
Yep, and it's not tech. Nope. I actually just like that card. In late game, I like that card, but it's just
kind of have some fringe units, I guess. The village protectors are fringe.
Yeah.
So you could put another shield on that.
Yeah, this was very successful for me in pre-release weekend. So I had been running more of them, but I find that I don't typically get up that high. There's enough Sentinel and things in here, and once Kaz hits a ship, it's just easy to just I can attack, and move on. And then this perimeter ship is bonkers. That ship is that stupid AT is stupid. You can put Kaz on that stupid thing.
Yeah, the 3/5 Sentinel that you can also put Kaz in, so now it's a 6/8 Sentinel.
Yeah, that's I don't know if that's how they designed it. If somebody missed that in the design. But when you put Kaz in that thing, if you're not playing against a control deck, against a Sabine deck, see you Sabine. There you go. I just play that.
I put a Saj on that in a draft, which was just brutal.
Yeah. But it just, I don't know. It works really well, and especially against a Sabine and against Quinlan, you just put that in there, and I could play it before you could deploy your Sabine and upgrade her. I don't know. I like it. I like I said, ignore the sideboard. The sideboard is just BS. It's not I don't the text and the perilous positions are probably the only things that I would keep out of all that at this current time. Though the Obi ship is kind of nice. I don't know. I don't know. So there you go. This is my blue yellow Kaz deck.
It's weird that we both independently made blue Kaz decks.
Yeah, right.
But yours has Security Complex. Mine has Colossus.
Well, so Alex, it all goes back to when you played Blue Han and Blue Han became popular. When Jango first came out, we actually started testing Blue Han, Kaz Blue, and one other blue deck. I don't know. My brain's already farting at this point in the night. But we had like 3 blue decks that were like yellow blue decks that we were testing and cycling through to try to see which one was better against Jango. That's kind of where the idea for this Kaz deck kind of came about. Being able to do the extra to be able to shield up Sentinels and then just hit their base with things. It seemed really good for it. So
fair. Yeah, I get it.
All right. Move on to your Dooku deck.
Sure. I updated my Dooku deck. It doesn't have TDR anymore.
Yeah.
Just didn't want it, I guess.
Well, you don't get to use it to pull shit early anymore.
I know. That was so good. Man, pulling an invisible hand off a TDR for 4 resources was just backbreaking for my opponent.
Yeah.
Maybe the reason that card's banned, who knows. So this is Dooku Nabat. Seems like I'll take the 3 extra damage on my base for a better chance at pulling some key cards. So this is double salvage, double the Obedient Vanguards, double swoop down, triple B1 security team, triple Separatist commandos, 8 vultures, because this is a vulture deck. 8 vultures, triple droid deployment, triple the contracted jump masters. I needed a sentinel to protect my vultures and whatnot. Triple droid commando, double frozen and carbonite, underrated card, love that card now. Double of the infiltrated demolishers, double rush Clovis. Separatist card that you can drop early for 2 resources, really good. Double B2 legionnaires, double the Genosis patrol fighters, triple overwhelming barrage, triple invincible hand, and double reinforcement walker. In the side, which I'm still working on, is a double no good to me, double merciless contest, double phase 3 dark troopers, because they're droids that you can pull off the invisible hand, double waylay, and double of the mono black invisible hand. And basically what this is try to hit the invisible hand, because that pulls out a bunch of vulture droids. They're separatist units, and you can exploit things. Your invincible costs 5 because you're a unique separatist card. So you can just drop that turn 2 if you exploit something. And then you got a 6/6 space unit that they have to deal with.
Which is really
and
good,
the rest,
by the way.
Yes. And then there's a whole bunch of droids in here that you can pull off the invisible hand. If it costs 2 or less, you can play it immediately, like your vulture droids or the B1 security team. There's been plenty of times where I swing in with the invisible hand and then just drop a ground sentinel, so I don't have to worry about 1 attack. And then, you get the Vita Vanguards and all that kind of stuff. Rush Clovis is just, honestly, just like a solid plug-in piece. He hits for 5. He's got 5 health. Sometimes you get a free droid out of it if they have no readied resources.
Yeah, I mean, if you have enough units on the ground or units in play, you don't have to swing with him first. You can just dirtle and just be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to swing with my 1/1 battle droid, guys.
Yeah, or hey, I'm going to swing with one of my 4 vulture droids. Please spend all your resources trying to deal with them so I can swing in with Rush Clovis.
Yeah. It's a dirty deck. I actually played the TDR version of it for a little while online. I didn't use the 27 health base, but
yeah, that's a new addition because don't have TDR anymore, so I really need that invisible hand.
Yeah. But this was fun. I think I would reconsider those walkers for those trident units.
Yeah,
just
I actually cut the tri-droids out of it.
I don't know. I
for
would.
to make sure like the reinforcement walkers is just if the game goes a little bit long and they have a lot of ground that you don't generally have too much, they help you just get back. Or worse, you just draw cards.
Yeah,
which is always good.
I don't know. Maybe it just feels maybe they should. I feel they could be like a sideboard thing, and then but I like those trident. I just like those trident droid things in there a lot.
Yeah, the one play just exhaust a ground unit.
Yeah, so it's just really like I think that like is really good. Maybe those are sideboard material or something like that, but I don't know. All right, the last deck that we have is we're revisiting my Vader yellow deck. So I will tell you at locals I am 12-0 with this deck basically. So I have lost individual games, but I've not dropped best of threes with this yet. Close on a couple of times, but Han can be a pain in the butt if you don't draw right. And there's actually, I might be moving towards a few more one drops in there, and I might be moving off of the contracted jump masters, but I don't know. It's so really hard to, it's really hard to not want those. Like there's only 2 of them, but I don't know. They're so good if they have something that could kill your shit in space. Like oh, you played a Falcon.
Your space units, it makes sense that you want a Space Sentinel.
Yeah, and it's so much better than the Black Sun. Like I tested Black Sun. This because when you upgrade this with one of the stupid pilots, it's now just a 3/5. So it lives a lot longer than other things do.
You want the extra health over the extra attack power for sure.
Yeah, and if somebody, you know what, if somebody swings into it, I just play one of the lead or one of the stupid pilots on it, and then you could, if you want to Tarkin Town it. Now you have to swing into it a second time. So,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, I have a hard time. Like, I don't like the surprise strikes personally. That's just me though, because like, I feel that like I'm doing 90% of my damage on turn 4 is when I'm doing my damage. So, but anyway, I'll read the list, and then we get. I want Alex's opinion and JJ's opinion on my weird Fang fighters in my sideboard because they're hilarious, and I have not been able to play them. Like every time they either get discarded out of my hand, or like I had to resource it because I have like something better to play. But I have cited those in every game just to see if I could play them. So in the main deck, I have 3 of the First Order ties, 3 tie LNs, 3 cartel spacers, 3 Kajimis, 3 Victor 2 pilots, 3 of the Zygerian Starhoppers, 3 No Good to Me Dead, 3 Surprise Strike, 2 contracted Jump Masters, 2 of the Death Race Scrimmagers, 3 Sanctioner Shuttles, 3 7th Fleet Defenders, 3 AT, the Stolen AT Haulers, 3 of the Victor Leader Vader's ship, 3 of the Victor 3s, 2 clone, I don't know what it was, clone scout commanders or something like that.
Clone combat squadrons.
There you go. 2 of the Geonosian fighters and 3 OBs. The sideboard has this is the sideboard I'm testing right now. In my on-site deck at I don't have waylays anymore. The one I'm running to locals is 3 of the Black Squadron, 3 of the Gray Fang Fighter, the flanking one, 3 of the TIE, whatever they call it, the TIE Phantoms, and then 1 outmaneuver is what I have currently. But I don't know. So this deck does things that people don't believe it can do. If you play a Kajimi fighter and they can't kill that ship, like the first turn, I can capture something, and like you mulligan really hard for your capture or your death race, things like you mulligan for them. The No Good to Me Deads are just like in case crap happens, I guess. Like I don't know, like I don't play those as often. They are typically like they are really good against Han. You put a Chewbacca in your Falcon, I'll just No Good to Me Dead it and claim and call it a day. Like. And then you're going to either pick it up or you're going to wait 2 turns to be able to use your Falcon. The same way with like when like against Poe's, like, oh, you put Poe in there. Well, I'm not good to be that ship and force you to move your Poe next turn. So I don't know. It's a neat little deck. I have had that stupid clone squadron ship at 12-12 before. And if you put that's without Vader, and if you put Vader on that stupid thing, like if they can't bamboozle it or kill it, like I mean, Vader just like I don't know. Thank God Vader doesn't come out on 5 resources. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that'd be bonkers.
Yeah, this deck would just like I would never that you would almost never lose if Vader did that. So.
Yeah, I mean, having experienced this deck firsthand, I mean, this thing just. It's very, very difficult to come back once you get this started here. I absolutely do like the inclusion of the Fang Fighters on the sideboard there because I think they're a great addition. You're always going to have token units which counts as fighters on there. So yeah, I think that's a correct call to add on there, especially if you want to have a little more little more options on your main deck, especially if your opponent's a little more space heavy. I think it's a correct call for this list.
I actually played something very similar to this in Ann Arbor, but I had my trench decks, so it was like, well, 3 of his ships are frozen in carbonite, 3 of them have entrenched, and I'm just eating like 4 damage a turn from some TIE fighters, and they actually have the Republic Y-Wings, the 1/3s for 1s in there. But yeah, I mean, like, this is... swarm space, right?
Yeah.
And then that's how it works. And then drop the clone squadrons and then OB and wipe out their entire board.
Yep. Or drop a clone squadron and throw Vader in it.
Yeah. I mean, just make some huge units, and it's really hard for them to out that unless they have something like a Super Laser Blast or Rival's Fall or, anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know. In the sideboard, do you think those Fang Fighters are worth it? Like, they're really nice as like they're like another 4/3, so they almost feel better than the lurking or the TIE Phantoms. I
don't like the TIE Phantoms at all, just in general, right now. But especially for this kind of deck, I also don't really think those Fang Fighters are worth it, though. I mean, they're nice, but it's a 4/3 for. That's a conditional 4/3 for 3, which is really expensive.
Yeah, the difference is you do typically have at least 1 or 2 TIE fighters out there. But.
Yeah, I know you can get off the raid 2 because almost your whole deck is fighters. It's just I'm not sure if the 4/3 space for 4 or for 3 is quite worth it over having something else. What the other something is, I'd have to work on that.
I mean, when you start factoring in the pilots like Victor 3, or even just a Vader leader on there, I mean that's a pretty decent platform to put it on right off the bat, especially if you just happen to have those draws where you can't pull out your Geonosian fighter. I think that's still a pretty decent chassis to deploy it on. I think it's worth it, honestly.
I mean, you can have like TIE daggers, in your sideboard if they're killing a lot of your spaceships, and therefore they're taking damage back. Like doing 2 damage to them just when played isn't the worst. Or even those E-wings, the 4/1 ambush guys, your escort fighters.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a consideration too. You see those in decks that are just like, hey, I need a space thing right now, or maybe even like ground sentinels because you don't really have ground units. So like a phase 3 trooper or something might not be too bad, or maybe the Gamorreans because you do have a lot of yellow as well.
Yeah, I do not have any ground.
Right. Your ground units are Backstabber, Mauler couldn't find a ship, and I guess I could deploy Vader down there too if I need to.
The Vader deploy is if you can win by putting him on the ground. That turn or the turn after, you always just put him on the ground, because they don't put sentinels down. The best the first game I dropped to the Han green, And so the next one, I just played the Victor instead of playing my opening because he was just gonna put the instead of resupplying, they just decided to kill my ships. So I just put the Victor 2 on the ground, the opening play, and then they're like, oh, well, they didn't have a counter to do that, and it's like, yeah, well, that's 3 damage. And the next turn, I was able to surprise strike it in and drop a TIE LN on the other side of it. So then it's like, well, now you can kill the TIE LN, and I just surprise striked you, and I've just done 6 damage, and now you got to deal with it. And I don't know. I don't really like those Victor 3s personally. They're not my favorite, but it's kind of hard not to have like that other, 1 drop in there to help with that curve.
Yeah. So. And my theme.
Yeah. I want to win a little bit more than theme, but
just do both. Easy.
Fair enough. So, all right. Well, that was kind of some of the lists that we've been running. Some of the fun things that we've been trying to put together. Next week, I have a store showdown. I don't know what I'm taking to my store showdown. I'm in between maybe Kaz or the Vader deck because that's what I've always ran, or maybe I'll bring Trench just because I can.
Ruin everyone's time.
Yeah, it's hard not to. I mean, like I'm tempted to actually
it's a wildly fun deck.
Take that Trench deck to the regional in Richmond. Like I'm this close to just doing that. I don't need the showcase though for it. So like I don't know if it'll do well enough, but it would be nice to just be able to put it on the radar so people like I had somebody ask me, why are you running Trench over any of the other villain leaders in yellow? And it's like, well, it's because he can dig, and he can, he could tutor through his hand a lot easier than other leaders can, and he's an end unit, period. Like he
deploys multiple times a game.
Yeah, like all I have to do is like I could kill things on the ground that I need to, and if I don't want to kill things on the ground, I can use them at the very end of the game when I have no cards to kill things with anymore or to do damage to base, and there he is. He swings for 4 every effing time,
Yeah.
I'm tempted to put blasters in the sideboard just for like control decks so that I could just have those in there and then deploy Trench and throw a blaster on them at the end game.
Have you rivaled your own Trench to get him back? Because
yes.
I did that once.
Yep.
Sometimes you gotta.
Yep.
Sometimes your opponent's not cooperating and they're not killing your Trench.
Yeah, so like one time, I went 3 turns, so they didn't want to kill Trench. It's like, oh my god, will you just kill him so I can dig again? Stop it! I just want it.
I brought him here for the card draw, not for him to be like on the ground.
Yeah. Ugh, but I had somebody play an entrenched on him too one time, and I was like, oh, thank you. Like, all right, you better not put anything on the ground anymore.
Yeah, right. It's kind of what I wanted.
Yeah, I was like, I have my own to do that with, but I mean, if you're going to pay the cost of the 2 for me, I'm not upset by it. And he's a leader. He's like the leader unit, whereas like Poe in the ship is not like a leader. So you can't like just kill him with certain things. So anyway,
but they can with takedown.
They can with takedown, yeah. But I'm not. If you take them down on that sad, like you just burnt 4 resources for my free flip that I could just do next turn. So I burnt 3, you burnt 4. I think I'm coming out ahead on that one, and I got a card out of it. So
yeah.